Welcome to our official apartment tour. We have lived here about 3 months. We downsized from a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house to a 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment. And so far, we're really loving it. It's been a really great spot to live. We're in a great neighborhood with lots of outdoor space and lots of outdoor activities. We really decluttered before we moved here, and so I would call this space our minimalish apartment. I'm hesitant to say that I'm a full minimalist because I do like my stuff, but I have definitely pared down the amount of stuff we own to only the stuff that we use regularly and that I don't need to store away, and it's made a huge difference on my mental health. I would say our apartment style is part mid-century modern, part cottagecore, part Pacific Northwest. I'm trying to add a lot more color into this space. When we first moved in, I felt like at least the front part of our house was a lot of gray, natural wood tones and black, which I think look great together. But now that we've lived in this space, I'm discovering that I'm really drawn to more color. So in the next couple months, I'm going to be adding more splashes of that throughout the space and making it just a little bit more whimsical and trying to blend cottagecore and mid-century a little bit better. So let's go ahead and jump into the tour, and I think today we're going to start in the kitchen. So this is our kitchen. It is on the small side, so when we moved in, we definitely had to declutter all of our dishes and extra bakeware, extra Tupperware, and just keep what we use on a daily basis. But even though it's on the small side, it actually has quite a bit of storage and everything fit just fine. And what's really nice about this space is that the upper cabinets are taller than the ones in the house we were renting, so we can actually fit the kitchen mixer on the countertops, which I never used it before because it was too heavy for me to lug underneath the sink where we kept it and onto the counters. But now it just lives up here and I can use it all the time. One thing we did decide to get rid of was that beautiful hutch that we had in our kitchen. If you remember, it was like a walnut wood and kind of a cottagecore look to it. But we decided to get rid of it because it just was too heavy to move. We did keep the glassware that we were keeping all of our baked goods, and we are keeping them in here now. And it fits most of them, so it's still the perfect spot for all those jars. One thing our new kitchen does not have is a microwave, and that was on purpose. We've had microwaves and they just kept breaking after a couple years, and so I didn't want to spend another $80 to $100 on something that would break. So we just decided to see how long we could go without a microwave, and I think it's been about 6 months now, and only on the rare occasion do we think, man, we really miss having a microwave. So far, we've been able to reheat everything either on the stove, in the oven, or the toaster oven. So I'm glad we didn't keep it because there's not much counter space, and a microwave would have taken up this whole space, which we actually use for drying our dishes. We do have a dishwasher, but we don't use it. We didn't have one in the last house, and we just have been used to hand drying our dishes. So we just hand dry them, let them air dry here, and then we put them away. I don't think we've even probably opened this before, and I've definitely never used it, but that's another thing that we decided that we didn't need in this apartment. And then right next to our kitchen is our dining room, and this layout of having the kitchen, dining, and then having the living room over there, having it all connected was really important to me. In our last house, all the rooms felt separated by walls, and it just didn't feel like you could be in the same space as someone when they were in the room over. It felt like completely different rooms, and so it's nice having more of a family space where even if I'm in the living room and my husband's in the kitchen, we still feel like we're together. So that was really important. And then instead of putting the hutch, which we could have done right here, we actually moved the bookcases that were in our living room on each side of the fireplace to right here. And I think it works out really well because it holds all of our extra stuff that didn't fit in the kitchen cupboards. We've got our little tea station up here. We've got Charlotte's food and snacks. We've got all of our extra produce that we have for the week. And then we keep extra towels and then miscellaneous baking supplies in the bottom sections. And then this is one side of our entryway. We've kind of used it as a nice little music station. We've got our record player and Bluetooth speaker, my rickrack cactus that I've had for several years, and then my husband likes to play the guitar, so we have his guitar here. I'm still looking for a vintage record stand to hold the one record that we have at the moment, but I want to put it right here, and then that way it's kind of like all one unit. One of the great things about this apartment is the full light we get all day long in the dining and living room spaces. It just stays super bright all day. The sun comes up over in this direction and then sets over here, and so it just follows the sun throughout the day. And then this is the other side of our entryway. We did not have a coat closet that was right in this area, so I wanted to make sure that we weren't just dumping our shoes and coats when we walked in. So we found this really nice wooden coat rack on Facebook Marketplace, and so we picked that up. And at first I was opposed to getting a coat rack like this because it just looks cluttered to me, but I actually really like this one and it's been working really well for us. Same with this little shoe stand. I was using it in the closet as extra storage, but we decided when we moved in here that we wanted it to be a no shoes household, mostly because the apartment complex uses a lot of fertilizers, and people are not the greatest at picking up after their dogs when they go to the bathroom, and we didn't want to be bringing that into our house since most of it is carpeted. So we just decided we're going to put all of our shoes here, which has been working out great. The bottom bins are my shoes, and my husband has literally like 3 or 4 pairs, so he has the top section. And then we each have our own little basket for when we go out to put our miscellaneous stuff in, because I didn't want it just thrown about or just like thrown on the sofa. So we just keep it here, and that's been working out really well for us. And then this is our living area. Everything is pretty much what we had in the old place. Just we've moved things around a bit. Sofa and cushions are the same. The coffee table is the same that my grandpa made. We kept the rug. These photos in the back, those were in the bedroom. I just moved them out. The only thing that we really added to the space were these shelves here, which I really like, but I think they might be a little bit too industrial now that I have them up. So I'm thinking I might change those. I might just leave them for now, change out the frames to make it a little more whimsical, but we'll see. I'm not in a huge hurry to change that again. And across from the sofa, we've got our TV stand and entertainment area. This, if you remember, was in our entryway at the old house. We've used this throughout our house in different rooms. Originally it was in the dining room, and then it was a dresser in one of the bedrooms, and then it was an entryway table, and now it is our entertainment center, which works really well. We keep our movies on the top shelf and then games on the bottom. And then this is Nelson the beaver. He is made of recycled metal. My mom got him for me. He was made in Nelson, Canada, which is why he's named Nelson. And then I just put a little hat on him because I wasn't sure what to do with my extra hats and I didn't want to get rid of them. So he now looks like he's ready to lead a group on a backpacking hiking trip through Oregon. So he's pretty cute. Normally we'd keep him outside, but I'm really afraid someone will steal him since the college mascot is a beaver and he's a beaver. So he's inside for now. Then over here is just kind of, we've got a couple extra things. We have been going to the library a lot and renting a ton of movies. We don't have any right now, but when we do, we stack them in here just to keep them separate from our movies. Moving into the hallway, we've got our washer and dryer on this side, which it's really nice to have it inside the house. In the house we were renting, it was in the garage, and so it got really cold, and you never knew if you were going to step on something yucky like a slug out there because we had critters coming in all the time. So it's just nice to have it inside the apartment. Also in the hallway, we have a secondary closet, which we use to store all of our camping and outdoor equipment. It's a little tight. I think we need to go through and organize things a bit more and get rid of some stuff, but otherwise it works out pretty well for the amount of stuff that we have. Also in the hallway, which it's kind of dark so it's hard to see, is the vintage cabinet I had in the office. There's like this little nook just outside the bathroom that it fits this cabinet, which we've put all of our extra blankets on the top shelf and then all of our towels down below. And then on this side we have the first bathroom. We have two bathrooms. This one is the main bathroom we use. It's a little bigger and it just fits both of us really nicely. This is our bathroom. I didn't really decorate anything in here. It just didn't need it. And it's a standard size, apartment size bathroom, so it's not huge, but it's definitely the biggest bathroom we've ever had before in a house that we've lived in. Coming into the bedroom, we turned the smaller bedroom into our main master bedroom, and that was because it just fit our furniture a little bit better. We don't have that much bedroom furniture. I use a dresser, and my husband doesn't have very many clothes, so he has like a little shelf in the closet that he uses. The other reason why we used this one as the main bedroom is the actual master has a master bath off of it and a sliding patio door, and it just didn't offer much privacy as far as like outdoor traffic. And then just I don't like having a bathroom connected to where I'm sleeping. I don't like the extra light or the noise coming through, so we moved our bedroom into this one just to keep it quieter, and it's worked out really lovely. The one thing on this side of the house is it does not get full sun at all at any time of day. It's just indirect, so it stays pretty dark on this side. But still, it's quite a bit of light, and we have a really great view of a marsh that's in our neighborhood. So we're not looking onto anyone else's property, which is really nice for privacy. And finally, we have the office space, which is office space, reading library room, and workout center. So it's multifunctional. Also keep all of our totes, tools, and all of our miscellaneous stuff in the extra closet. So this room has a lot going on, which is kind of nice that we use the bigger space for all of this just because it has so much purpose. It's pretty dark in here, even with the sliding door. I am going to get a little light for this corner over here to make it a little more aesthetically pleasing and to make it a little more functional, because I'd love to read in that chair, but I just can't see anything when I'm in that little corner. One of the things I do miss about the old house is having windows on both sides of where I read, because I had tons of natural light, but I also was able to look outside and just enjoy nature, which I could do if I moved things around in here, but I really like that little nook how it is for right now. And finally, we have the secondary bathroom. It's a little bit smaller than the other one, but we don't normally use this one except to use the bathroom if someone else is in the other one. We don't even really use that shower. So it's nice to have the extra room when we need it, but again, we didn't decorate it because there just wasn't much point. Thank you for going on this tour with me today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Next month, I have a couple small craft projects that I want to start to kind of add some more color into this space, like I was mentioning earlier. I've really been gravitating towards pinks, blues, and greens. You probably saw that in the main bedroom. Those are the main colors there, and I want to bring them throughout the rest of the space. So if that sounds good to you, please like and subscribe, and I will see you all next week.